This video is going to be a little bit different than most of the other ones, because the other ones are usually about how to help you out inside the parks, and this is more about after the parks. Because let's just say that you've gone and had a lot of fun at Galaxy's Edge and picked up either your own lightsaber at Savi's workshop or a Legacy Lightsaber. But now you've gotten home and they don't really tell you how to take care of them. And so this is more like aftercare for your lightsabers, so that once you have them, you can keep them working well and not break them. But I'll also tell you what you can do if that does happen. So I got you covered. Make sure that you like and subscribe, catch more of our videos, especially all of our planning videos as well, so you can help yourself out on future visits to Disneyland. Alright, so let's get started. First of all, in case you didn't know what the difference is between a Legacy lightsaber and the Savi's Workshop hand-built lightsabers. The hand-built lightsabers are personalized. They are ones that you are creating yourself. They have a whole experience with them. They're very customizable. The Legacy lightsabers, those are the ones that you can pick up either at Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities inside Galaxy's Edge or at the Star Wars Trading Post in downtown Disney. And they are replicas of lightsabers found all across the Star Wars universe. They are not customizable, but they are all much more unique in the way that they are constructed. But let me just kind of show you some of the basic things about them. So the Legacy lightsabers, they all come in their own carrying case. As far as I can tell, they're actually all in unique carrying cases as well for each specific lightsaber. So this is really handy when you're trying to travel home with them. And they can also just be nice just for display if that's all you want them for as well. You do not have to purchase the blade when you purchase a Legacy lightsaber. You can just buy the hilt and that's all. And the nice thing is that the blades for these lightsabers and for the hand-built lightsabers actually are interchangeable. So you don't have to travel home with another set of blades if you don't want to. I personally have chosen not to. I just use the ones that I have and switch them back and forth. Another nice thing about the Legacy lightsabers is that when you first get them, there's usually a piece of paper and stickers all over the hilt that will instruct you on how to replace the batteries. Although for most of them, it's pretty well the same. It's usually down here at the end. It just twists off, and then there's the battery pack, lifts right out, you change the batteries, and then you put the end cap back on. So it's actually not too difficult. I'll show you how to put the blades in the hilts in just a second, but on the Legacy lightsabers, there's one more thing you have to be aware of. Most of them will have a end cap inside here. You can't really see it super well, but when you pull it out, it just kind of covers up all the mechanism where the blade will actually go. So you'd have to take that out first in order to put the blade in case you didn't notice that when you first got it. Speaking of getting the blades in and out, I'm just gonna show you on my hand-built lightsaber how you get them out. So this, comes with the blade currently in it. If you want to take the blade out or replace it for any reason whatsoever, the way you get it out is that you will push down, twist, and then pull out. That's all you have to do. And then you just have to do the exact opposite if you want to put it in even the Legacy lightsaber. So you take your lightsaber, there are two silver things here on the end that are different sizes, so you have to line them up with the notches on the inside of the hilt. But then once you get it in and it's correct, you'll hear a sound, and then you twist, and then you're done. That's all you have to do. Then to take it out, again, you just push down, twist the opposite direction, and it's out. That's it. If you're like me, sometimes you can be a little bit particular about your hand-built lightsabers and want things to line up a little bit better. If you do, all you have to do is just kind of play around at home with just twisting and loosening the different components and then trying to realign them to put them in better places where you would prefer them. The first gatherer I ever had told me that this is the patience part of my Jedi training. As you can see, I can't really get it perfect, but it's good enough, so I'm happy with it. If you do want to change out the kyber crystal in these lightsabers, these are the only ones that you can do that in. It's going to be the exact opposite process when you put it together. You take all the components off and then take these plates out till you get down to the kyber crystal, pull that out, put the new one in, put it all back together. When you flip the switch, you should hear it make a sound, and that means that you put it in correctly. If you don't, it could mean it's incorrect, or in this instance, the batteries are dead. So then how do you replace the batteries? This is where you can get in trouble because there's nothing that tells you how to do it. Just like with the Legacy Lightsabers, they're here in the end cap. So the first thing that you have to do is that you have to take the end cap off. And then as soon as you do, you will notice in there, the battery pack is just sitting there at the end. There are videos, and I'm telling you this for real, there are videos that will tell you to just kind of yank that out. Don't do that. It's far simpler. Similar to the blades, you just have to push down on it as you turn, and it'll pop right out. Again, you push down just a little bit, it won't go down as far as the blade, but then you turn it and it pops out. This is the battery pack. On the battery pack, there's a little screw right here on the inside of this notch that you have to loosen first. And so just get your screwdriver, loosen it up. You don't necessarily have to take it out all the way. And then the sleeve will slide off. So now in 2 parts, and here's the batteries. It takes 3 AAA batteries, and then you can just replace them. So I'm gonna do that really fast. Okay, so I've already replaced the batteries and I'm putting the sleeve back on, tightening the screw back just enough to hold it in place. It doesn't have to be super tight. Yeah. To put the battery pack back in, you're gonna notice that there's a red arrow here on the bottom of the battery pack. Well, that same red arrow can be found inside your hilt. So red arrow and red arrow match up, that's where it will slide in. And then again, you just push down while you turn. That sound means that the batteries are working. So congratulations, you've done it correctly. If you want to check and make sure, just doubly sure that you got it right without putting the blade back in, just listen when you press the button now. That's the sound you're going for. That means that the kyber crystal's in correctly, that means the batteries are working and everything's good. So then when I do put the blade back on, it should work. There you go. Now, what should happen if you accidentally do break something in your hilt, especially in your handmade lightsaber? Does this mean that it's $200, maybe more than $200 down the tube because you broke something? Not necessarily. The upside to Savi's workshop is that they work with you very, very well. So if something should happen where, I don't know, you break off a part of the battery packs and now that there's wires hanging out, take just the hilt itself, not the blade, just the hilt, to either Savi's workshop, either in Batuu West or Batuu East, that's Disneyland or Hollywood Studios, and hand it to one of the gatherers. Just go and tell them what happened and say that you need help. They will do their best to fix it right there with you. If they cannot fix it, they will replace the hilt for you for free. You do not need to pay for a new one. I know this from experience because I did break it, and this is not the original hilt this came with. And that's why I know how to replace the things, because the gatherers made sure that I showed them how to replace the batteries before they let me leave. So there you have it, that's your basic aftercare for your lightsabers, whether you're doing the Legacy Lightsabers or the hand-built ones from Savi's workshop. So hopefully that can save you some frustration if you're trying to figure out how to do any of these things. Anyway, if you have any questions or other things that you've noticed that have helped you as you're taking care of your lightsabers, or just have concerns about your trip to Disneyland in any way, shape, or form, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram so you can get all our other updates as well. And then we'll see you guys next week. All right.